that was a pain in the butt, and that's not fun. I may even attempt to use my poor welding skills today. Let's get this engine in this car. Let's see how it fits. And I did something to kind of give you guys a hint at what it's going to look like. What's going on, and welcome back. We are out in the shop yet again today, but guess what? It's Nova time. We're gonna get busy on the Nova. We've got to test fit the engine again. We've got to test fit in there and make sure it fits. Maybe we can even leave it in there today. That would be cool. But we got to get the transmission cross member set up, and there's some of it has to be welded, so I may even attempt to use my poor welding skills today, but
we're scared.
Yeah, let's get to this. Let's get this engine in this car. Let's see how it fits. We got the new oil pan on, should be good to go. Let's get to it. All right, we got the engine in. That was a pain in the butt because the driver's side, you've got to install the header at the same time as the engine, and that's not fun. Yeah, but we got it in. Give you a shot of that. So there's the driver's side header there. We've got a towel over the power steering, but as you can see, I mean, you barely got room right there. The header's not bolted all the way up. I mean, it'll move that way just a little bit, but not a lot. But as you can see, that header is pretty tight right there, but it clears. The engine is actually in. The mounts are bolted up. The mounting plates are not completely tight. I need to get this in. Now we need to get the transmission cross member, get it set up where it needs to be, and then I can figure out if where these front mounts exactly need to be. And I'm hoping I can just raise the engine a little bit, bolt them down tight, and then drop the engine back down onto them. I don't know, we'll see. I don't want to pull this thing back out if we don't have to, because honestly that's really the only thing we need to do, and then the engine can stay in. So let's see what we can do with this cross member and go from there. But the engine's sitting in there, it's on the mounts. And oh, let me show you that oil pan. The oil pan does clear. Let me see if I can get you a good shot of the oil pan here. If you can see up in there, you see the light through there. Before, that's where it was touching. That's where it was touching the front cross member, or frame cross member, whatever you want to call it. That's where it was touching. So this one clears perfectly. Plenty of room there with the oil pan. So hopefully once we get the transmission mount set up, be good to go. But let's get to it. Let's see what we can do with this transmission, and we'll be back. Alright, so we test fitted the cross member in the car, the transmission cross member, and now we gotta do some welding. That's why I'm wearing this silly mask here. But I'll show you what we gotta do on the cross member. Alright, so here's the cross member. Basically it's bolted together with these two bolts, but the instructions say to run a few beads right here. Gotta do that, I guess, for just a little bit more strength. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna follow the instructions and we're gonna see if my welding skills are up to par. Probably not, but let's see how this goes. I don't think I can mess it up too bad. Hopefully not. But anyway, let's get to it. Let's do some welding. Actually not bad. Look at that. Not too bad. Shit. That ain't too bad, man. Ain't gonna win no welding awards, but it ain't terrible. Alright, so we got the cross member welded. Not the best weld job, honestly, but it'll do, you know. What can I say? I'm not a professional welder, and my welder is not the most expensive one out there either. So, but this will work. It's gonna hold the piece to the cross member, and you know, it'll work. But got it painted and getting ready to put it in the car and bolt the transmission mount up and see how everything looks. But let's do that. Let me show you the cross member with the paint on it in case you want to see it, and then we'll get it in the car. There we go, got it painted up. That is the bracket there. Just shot a little bit of paint on it just to keep it from rusting, obviously. And I don't know if you can see, but there's my nice weld job. But you know, it's gonna work, like I said. So, and we got, you know, got the bolts in there as well, so it's gonna hold it, and I think it'll be good. But that's that. Let's get in the car and get this transmission bolted up. Alright, so I got the cross member installed. The transmission is actually sitting down on the cross member. So I wanted to show you guys that. Let me take you underneath the car and let you check it out. Alright, so it's kind of dark under here, but I'm going to use my flashlight here. Hopefully you guys can see this at least fairly decent. But got the transmission sitting down on the cross member. There's the cross member there. You can see it is actually a really nice piece, man. It's solid as hell, and it ain't going nowhere. It's bolted on pretty good. And you can see the driver's side header. Once that's bolted up, that's actually going to move towards the frame rail a little more, and it's going to line up, I think, perfectly with that with the cutout in the cross member. But man, this is a nice piece, man. This is I really like this. This is a hooker setup, the Holley / hooker setup, so it's going to work out really well, I think. So that's going to do it for today. Let me get out from underneath this car, and we'll close this video out. But I think that is going to do it for today. It's getting kind of late out here, and Candy has already gotten tired and is going inside, so I'm out here by myself yet again working on the cars. But hey, that's okay. I love to do it, even though sometimes it's frustrating. But I did get the motor mount plates solidly bolted down, so those are good. I think the engine can possibly stay in here permanently from now on. I can't think of anything right now that would prevent that. The only thing we'll have to do is we will have to unbolt the transmission, move it back or drop it down, and install the torque converter into the transmission. But I don't think we're to that point yet, so we're gonna wait on that. I think we can do that just by dropping the cross member, pulling the transmission out, and putting the converter in, bolting it back up, because I do need to get the correct transmission bolts to bolt it to the block. We've got some in there. They're kind of a mix and match, so. But anyway, I don't think we need to pull it back out. I really don't, which hopefully we don't, because it looks killer in there. And I did something to kind of give you guys a hint at what it's going to look like when it's finished up. Now granted, we still don't have the inner fenders in here, and there's lots more that's still going to go in here, but this will give you an idea. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So y'all check that out. I set the intake manifold on there. It's not bolted down, but I wanted to see what it would look like inside the car with the intake manifold on. And this is the Trailblazer SS intake with the G plus, I believe it's 92 millimeter throttle body, and this is a cable operated throttle body. But man, that looks so good. Got the Holley fuel rails on there, fuel pressure gauge back there. This is, I mean, I'm a Mustang guy. I'm not a huge Chevy fan. I mean, I love all muscle cars, but you know, my first pick obviously is going to be Ford or Mustangs. But man, I tell you what, this thing is going to be nasty. This thing looks so good, and I'm getting excited, man. I'm really getting excited to get this car running. We made some major progress today, so hopefully it won't be too much longer. We still have a ton to do on this car, obviously, and a ton to do more on Stepchild over there. But man, we're getting somewhere on this thing, and it's really cool to see the engine inside the car. I mean, let me kind of move back a little bit and just kind of, I mean, look at that. Ah, so nice. And it looks like it's going to clear the hood. It doesn't look like there's going to be any issues with that. Let me see if I can get you on the side here and kind of dip you down. But to me, it looks like she's going to clear. I believe it is. So that is awesome. But man, that looks so good in there. So good. And the driver's side header, it's held up by 2 bolts there. You have to put that in when you drop the engine in. That sucks, man. It was kind of a pain, and I really hope we didn't scratch it up too much. We got a towel in there, you know, to keep it from getting beat up, but I don't know. But it's sitting in there. That looks so good too. This is gonna look so good. I can't wait. It already looks good, but it's a little dusty. You can see some dust on it. Don't mind that. It's all gonna be cleaned up. But man, we are getting somewhere with the Nova. Cloud 9, gonna be a nasty little street car. It's gonna be so much fun. But man, look at that. But anyway, I'm rambling. I'm gonna quit rambling. Sometimes I know I'm bad about that, but that is it, man. Cloud 9 looks killer. Looks freaking awesome. I can't wait. We got so much more to do, but you know, it is what it is. We made progress today and brought you guys along with us. So anyway, hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do, because we got a lot more coming for this car and for Stepchild over there. Man, it's happening. And we'll see you on the next one.